Others were wounded in a violent attack at a West Bank intersection. According to Israeli officials, the assault involved both a vehicle ramming and a stabbing and unfolded at a busy junction located south of Jerusalem, an area that has witnessed frequent flashpoints of tension in recent months. The Israel Defense Forces stated that the attacker used a vehicle to ram into pedestrians near the intersection before exiting and carrying out a knife assault, while the security personnel at the scene responded quickly, neutralizing the assailant. Emergency medical teams from Magen David Adom reported 3 injured individuals were treated at the scene and subsequently transported to nearby hospitals for further medical care. Their conditions have not yet been publicly disclosed. Joining us now is Ross Feingold. He is a political analyst and he joins us live from Taipei in Taiwan. Ross, thank you very much for joining us. Ross, of course, a tragic situation in the Palestinian territory of the West Bank, seeing one Israeli citizen killed. We know so far possible stabbing there. Your thoughts in how the Israeli forces might respond to this? Of course, we've seen violence escalate in the West Bank, but a situation like this is rather rare.
The reality is, throughout the period of the war in Gaza since October 2023, so over 2 years from now, Israel has also engaged in a heightened tempo of security-related actions in the West Bank as well. And that's resulted in a lot of Palestinian deaths, but it's also resulted in terrorist attacks against Israeli Jews. And this is what people call the cycle of violence, and it is a reality of the West Bank. Now, the important thing to keep in mind here, frankly, from a political perspective, is this only hardens Israeli opinions. You know, the Israeli public is not keen to negotiate a two-state solution at the moment because they see an incompetent and corrupt Palestinian authority governing parts of the West Bank. They see people in the West Bank, Palestinians, who are still willing to resort to violence. And the Israeli public, at least a majority at the moment, are taking the view that now is simply not the time to negotiate a two-state solution. And they continue to put into power these right-of-center governments that are adamantly against a two-state solution. So as long as the cycle of violence continues, unfortunately, it really makes it unlikely that the Israeli public is going to support a two-state solution anytime soon.
And of course, Ross, the situation in the West Bank does remain particularly tense. In the past month, for example, we've seen over 200 instances of settler violence. If you don't mind, Ross, would you? And we don't. And apologies, reiterate to the viewers that we don't know who this Israeli is who has been killed in the attack. Ross, if you don't mind giving the audience a bit of a fill-in about the contentious situation in the Palestinian territory of the occupied West Bank and why there has been so much heightened violence there.
Well, again, part of this heightened violence is as a result of the heightened tempo of Israeli security forces activity in the West Bank after the war in Gaza began. The Israeli security forces are taking action against terrorist cells, and frankly, terrorist cells do exist. Another thing that does invite retaliatory violence are these attacks by the West Bank settlers. And there's really no excuse for this. The action by the Israeli settlers who raid Palestinian villages and damage Palestinian property, that's completely uncalled for, and the Israeli government should do more to stop that and, frankly, to prosecute the perpetrators of that. It's not helping the situation at all. So there are a number of factors that contribute to this cycle of violence. One of them is terrorist activities by Palestinians, and another one is settler violence by Israeli Jews. And it just leads to a continued cycle of violence.
Yes, Ross, thank you very much. Do stay with us as we move over to the Indo-Pacific region.